All right, welcome, folks. My name is Michael Huggins, coming to you live from Tennessee with my co-host Scooty Rowie.
In the garage in Chicago.
What's up, man? It's a beautiful day. Happy to be here, and we got an amazing guest today. Now, the whole premise behind these episodes is to show you more about our community, who we are, what we do, and how you can get involved with our real estate investing community and take back your life, take back your existence. I found this community 10 years ago this month, and I was flat broke. I was working two jobs, 60, 70 hours a week. I was so broke, I had to ride my bike to work because I didn't have enough money for a car. And I was living in my girlfriend's mom's basement. Not a great place to live when you're trying to show this new family that you're an outstanding person. So, anyway, long story short, I had a lot of help along the way. I got my first deal within 9 months of taking this thing seriously. And I made $21,000 profit on that deal, and it blew my mind. I started really taking this thing serious. We started doing more deals. I quit my jobs. I paid off debt. And now I've been able to do all kinds of other styles of transactions because of this community and the help here. Now, today you get to hear from one of our more senior investors and her transformational story, what she's been able to do. She's leading the California market. There's a lot of people who are successful investors because of her and her husband's impact on people. So anything you want to add to that, Scott, before we bring her out?
Yes, can you please feed your rooster? So it's looking for some lunch.
Yep. We're doing some off-grid stuff this week. We're having some fun, folks. So we'll feed the.
I would like to add some stuff to Lisa. Now, listen, again, a veteran participant in this group around the country, and what happens in that case is you find a lot of us that are veterans. We've helped a lot of people. We realize what it's done for our lives. And this woman right here, there's a lot of ripple in her. There's a lot of people that have done great things in their careers just because they met her and she helped them. So thank you, Lisa Leis.
All right, Lisa, come on out here, share your story with folks, and everyone take note. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, guys. How are you all doing today?
Wonderful.
So, I've pretty much been since the inception of Renatus. I've been around as well. And before that, we did some other activities, including moving to the East Coast. So we actually did really expand from our California market out to the East Coast and then back. So we've been all over the place. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. So I've been getting a little bit of connection going with some people out in the Midwest area as well. I lived in Chicago, so Chicago is near and dear to my heart, and I also lived in Salt Lake City. So I've traveled around a little bit. My background is I was a nurse. I started out in college not a nurse. I started out as an economics and sociology major. And then I realized that was basically going to put me in the office of an insurance company in Chicago, and I didn't want to sit in an office. So I went back to school and I became a registered nurse. I love skiing, so I moved out to Salt Lake City, started doing some nursing out there while skiing, turned into traveling nursing, got into pharmaceutical sales industry. And the pharmaceutical sales industry can be good, but I got in when there were a lot of changes going on. So within my career, I still started racking up the debt between student loans and trying to buy a house and everything else. But I just kind of thought that was just the way it was, right? I tried an investment that was out in Salt Lake City after the Olympics. It crashed. I had a bad renter. So I got a little bit of a bad taste there, and I didn't know what to do. Had I known then what I know now, I would have saved that, and I'm sure it would have turned out okay, but it didn't. That didn't hold me back. I ended up basically marrying my husband, James, when I was 38, so a late marriage. And he was interested in real estate investing. He's the one who found the programs, and he's the one who jump-started it, got it all going. And because I had still a little bit of a taste in my mouth still from Salt Lake City, I didn't really jump in wholeheartedly at first. Some of the stuff I started learning, though, in terms of the other strategies that go along with the investing, tax strategies and financial management, things like that, really started to grab a hold of me, started to kind of grab my business mind. And I continued working in the pharmaceutical industry for a while until it no longer made sense to work a job, because we had taken this business and turned it into something that replaced that job, was a career for both James and myself. And we have been running and working with communities all over the country now for over 10 years. And it's been a great ride. Yeah, we recently got back from traveling. We did some RV traveling, and we're gonna do a little bit more coming up here soon. So that's pretty much Scott.
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
hey,
Got a
so
question.
tell
Go
us
ahead.
about your first deal, like your first deal, not James's, but yours.
Well, well, my first deal was actually before I met James. I bought a house, and I bought the house probably right in the 2004 height of the market. When I met James, one of the first strategies we started learning was pulling some equity out of the house. We did that, but we did it incorrectly. We didn't quite know enough yet. So we ended up going a little bit behind. When we moved out to the East Coast, we had someone who was staying in the house. We found ourselves running into notice of default because things were tough. Pickings were slim. We weren't making as much as we initially were. And I ended up negotiating what I learned through the classes and courses through Renata's program. I ended up negotiating not just a refinance, but I negotiated a principal reduction. So the principal reduction went from, at that time, 350 down to market value, which was around 119. So now all of a sudden our mortgage dropped down for that principal. We stayed in the house the required amount of time that we needed to stay in there, turned it into a rental. Our payments at that time were about $650 a month, and we were renting it for $1295. So we were making some good cash flow on that. We ended up then, when the market turned back forward, we gave the people who were living there the option to buy. They declined at that time. We did a little fix up, sold that house, got a equity purchase. Someone put down their equity of the house basically that we had, and then we refinanced that house for them, and they stayed there. And then a few years later, they decided to move again, and I became an agent for the purpose of doing investments. And so I ended up selling that house again and made some more money off of it. So 3 times that one house paid us off.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Way cool. And so
And
now,
I got a question. No, go ahead, Michael. You finish up.
Yeah.
okay. So from what I understand, you just went on a road trip. So you no longer have the jobs. You've switched, you transition your business to fully online. You're still doing deals. I guess you just did a transaction last month. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yep. So about 4 years ago, the love of skiing helped us to go up to Tahoe and find a short sale at a condo in Grand Lebacan Resort. And at that time, we were able to negotiate a short sale deal for $185. We got the condo. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, a little over 1,000 square feet. We put about $1,500 into it, fixed it up a little bit, and just did some updating. Then we used it during the ski seasons, but we also did a VRBO, short-term lease rentals during the summertime, and then sporadically if we weren't using it in the winter. So we did that for about 4 years. And just recently, the value popped back up. A lot of Bay Area people want to get out of the city as a result of COVID, and they want to get up to the hills. So we ended up selling that condo for $400. So we made a nice deal on that one. We over doubled our money in terms of doing that. When we purchased it, we actually purchased it with none of our money. We actually went into partnership with someone and did a partnership dealing. Then we refinanced, got the equity, and paid off that loan basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then cashed out and made over 6 figures, but you started the deal creatively with none of your own money or credit.
None of our own money.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, cool. Exciting. Scott, you got a question?
No, you stole it. I was talking about the Tahoe deal. So.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Now we're just trying to figure out where we're going to stay the ski season.
Yeah, exactly. You might have to slum it in somebody else's place.
Yeah, I think we're upgrading our 5th wheel, and we're going to make sure it's snow worthy. So
Cool.
we'll just go ahead and not just Tahoe. I think we're going to try to pull it up to Whistler too.
So let me ask you this. How much debt have you paid off this year?
All of it.
All of it.
We have,
That's
except
the-
for our house, except for our personal house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paid off all the debt.
Yeah, all my
Look at
student
that.
loans are paid off. Our cars are paid off. Our RV's paid off. Yeah, we've got no personal debt except for the house.
Nice. Well, way cool. That's wonderful. People in the chat saying it's wonderful. Way to go. Well, what an awesome story. So you went from, all the way down this career of being a nurse to saying, you know what, I'm going to open my mind a little bit and say, maybe there's something else out there for me.
Yeah.
And now here you are, years later, debt free, enjoying the life.
And that debt free actually includes paying off my student loans, which I had been working on since I graduated college. For about 20 years, I had been working on paying off these loans, and I still owed a good close to 35, 40,000 on those loans. And within a matter of when we started applying all of our knowledge and everything, it maybe took 3 years to pay that off.
Nice.
So
way cool. And now you're not tied down. You could go
Nope.
live life of your dreams.
Exactly it, dude. Right?
Cool.
Terrific.
All right.
I got nothing left. You stole my thunder, bro. So.
Well, what an amazing story, Lisa. Thank you for coming out here and sharing that with us and taking some time to help other people understand that they can also transition into a life that they really enjoy and that has purpose and meaning and can give back to community. So congratulations to you and James for your success. And folks, we have some more events coming up. Now we have this whole recording and all these channels, so you can come and check all these past episodes out that Scott and I have been doing. But also moving forward, it's what's coming up on 2 Saturdays from now. Of course, this is a recording; it's going to be changed. But we have a big, huge workshop on how to creatively buy real estate without using your own money. Now, it does still take money, right? Let's be clear on that. It definitely still takes money to do it, but it doesn't have to be your money. How do we create the proper partnerships and structuring so that you can start to benefit from real estate and pretty much do it from home? You got to learn the ins and outs, the strategies, how to do it all. And so we're going to spend that day going over it with someone who's been doing this for over a decade, and he makes dozens and dozens of thousands of dollars. The guy makes, last time I talked to him, he was about $50,000 a month through this strategy.
I think accurately could have been tens of thousands.
I know. Yeah, just goofing around. Tens of thousands a month from this strategy.
Yeah.
And he tells me he only works a couple hours a week now that he's got a system dialed in. So he's going to show us his system. And it is by invitation only. It's not open to the public. So you will need to get the private registration link for that.
Question for you. Is he covering any of the velocity banking that he does in his class at all?
Yeah. So we were going to do some advanced velocity banking in the morning and then contract for deed before lunch. And then most of it will be after lunch also.
Yeah. So some of the stuff that Lisa talked about, paying off debt quick, like student loans, some of these ideas will be presented in that workshop as well. So if you're looking to get out of debt, like the leases, then you definitely want to get to this workshop for sure.
Yep. So get registered and then also get a one-on-one strategy session, because we need to know where you're at in order to help you get where you want to go. So there are people here who have gone through some training and have the next video series and the questions, the answers for the questions that you have. So get connected with us. Go check out some of the old episodes here. There are some house tours, other live workshops coming between now and the following Saturday. So get connected, face your dreams. Let's go after it. We can do this together. And thanks for joining us today on another episode. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.